At what point do your opinions go too far? Is it when you openly admit to manipulating people with your lyrics? Or when you mock a long-standing ritual in hip-hop? If you've seen the previous video, you already know there's no limit to how far Vince Staples is willing to go. So today we're back with 7 more topics Vince Staples shared his opinions on. Starting with some major stereotypes placed on black entertainers. There's a common set of expectations often pushed by black people themselves about how black entertainers are supposed to live their lives. People obsess over who they date, what skin tone their partner has, and whether their choices prove they're for the culture. To Vince, being a black celebrity doesn't mean anyone is entitled to his personal life.
Are you a black entertainer that only dates light-skinned women?
No. My mother would disown me.
Oh, really?
But you gotta dabble when you dabble, but
Why do you think that that's a stereotype for black entertainers?
I think we need to stop looking at black entertainers.
Say more.
Because you sing and dance doesn't mean we need to pay attention to the things that you do.
Being famous doesn't make him a role model, and Vince is quick to remind people that treating celebrities like moral guides is a mistake. He's not here to raise anyone, he's here to make a living.
Folks at home, we will say there's irony because you're a black entertainer and we're hanging on your every word.
You're making a mistake. You should not listen to anything that I say. I'm here for capitalism.
Vince also believes the pressure on black entertainers to constantly give back is a clear double standard. No one demands that big corporations or white celebrities repay their fans, yet black artists are expected to give their work, money, or access away for free.
So you could just give back to the fans. You could do
Super
a pop-up.
intimate.
Yo, Vince, now that I blew up, now that I'm hitting my me.
I'll never give back to the
accurate
fans.
commercials. Oh shit.
Why should you give back? You selling a product, bro. Why are we the only niggas that's like gotta give our shit away for free? Everybody else get to sell stuff, whatever. Nobody give back to the fans. KB Holmes ain't giving back to the fans. Coca-Cola ain't giving back to the fans. But the niggas gotta give back to the fans. They can pay for it. They don't pay for the music already. We gotta give them some more free shit.
Vince's views on fame tie directly to how he sees culture and identity. He recalls a moment on a red carpet when a white reporter asked him a question, and while he wasn't offended about it initially, something about it still didn't sit right with him.
So what was the moment you fell in love with hip-hop?
I'm still waiting on that moment, but I like it a lot. I think it's just been around forever.
Okay.
I'm black. You don't got to make that decision. And so, it's just how it happens. But, I appreciate everything it's done for me. And, I'm going to make it for a very long time, hopefully.
There was just something off about asking a black man when he discovered hip-hop. For most people raised in black communities, hip-hop isn't something you stumble into. You'll probably hear it everywhere. The question made the reporter seem less informed about black culture. And to Vince, she looked like someone covering a culture she didn't truly understand.
It ain't that many people that work within these spaces that even know what it's like to, I got asked a question the other day on the red carpet, and I'll keep it short. Lady was like, and I know she meant well, but she was like, what was it like to fall in love with hip hop? I'm like, I'm waiting for that moment. Like, I don't know what you mean. And they was like, oh, you don't love hip hop? I'm like, no, I'm black.
Yeah.
So I ain't never been introduced to hip hop. Like, how do you get introduced to hip hop when you black? I was born in 1993. It's not like it came out.
Right.
like, you know what I mean? I had to get introduced to other things, but I feel like, it's just always grateful to have like people around who understand the elements of what's going on and what it takes to do this and craft it. Like, it just make it much more comfortable.
Vince has always had a problem with people taking advantage of black culture, and this moment sums up what frustrates him about how outsiders often talk about black art. It's a major reason why Vince has had issues with Anthony Fantano's reviews. To him, they feel extremely performative, and at times Vince is willing to go too far with this opinion.
If you can pick any way to murder in cold blood, I'm not gonna ask you that. What I'm gonna say is, if I had my choice, I would get a boat. I would dock the boat east side of Long Beach, off Ocean by the Roof Chris. Drag him on the boat by his feet. He's kind of buff. Drag him on the boat by his feet. Put him on the back of the boat. Take his. After you take his, you leave him on Catalina Island. You cut him open and you leave him with the goats. That would be my preference. Just wanted to get that out there.
What's your beef, though?
I don't have one. I just don't like that talk about rap music and don't like it.
Yeah, I was saying shit about that today. Yeah. It's like blackface journalism.
I get good grades though, so thanks, dude.
Vince's relationship with hip-hop has always been complicated. At one point, he said something that caught people off guard but felt honest coming from him. He believes hip-hop has done more harm to the black community than crack cocaine.
What's done more harm to the black community, crack cocaine or processed sugar?
Hip-hop and R&B.
Really? As a rapper, you say that?
I know what my job is.
Why do you say that?
Shoot guns, smoke crack, bitches. You know what I mean? The right beat.
Where the hoes were the bitches.
Where the hoes were the bitches in the crack at. Just kill the on the back street. Yay.
And so, is this an anti-hip-hop and rap PSA?
No, not as long as I'm doing it.
Got it.
But know you're selling the poison.
Vince understands exactly what most rappers are preaching in their songs. The glorification of guns, drugs, and violence over the right beat has become normal in rap, and he refuses to pretend that those messages are doing any good for the black community. Vince later makes the argument that the community is impressionable, and rappers should be more mindful of what they put out.
Life does very much so imitate art, which is why it's important to think about the things that we create and the things that we say, because you don't know if the people that's working in the robotics companies was watching Terminator and being like, I want to make that. You see it a lot in our community, bro. Like, I promise you, bro, I've been out here for a long time, and until Chief Keef came out, it did not look like this in these streets, bro. Like, kids is hearing Percocet in a song and then going to get high, and like, I see it literally every day, and it's because of the music. I'm from a place where like, it wasn't nobody with like, you know, say like dreads and things like that. Long Beach was always like kind of alt, Los Angeles kind of street culture. As soon as the music changed, we looked just like everybody else, and that was very telling to me, because growing up, we was like the place with the weirdos. You know what I mean? And then it just looked like everywhere else. It just shows that it's too much access. Even though it might not sound as interesting as it is, like, I think it's important to live on an island. That gives us differentiation. And I feel like we don't have that no more. And it's kind of because of what we created.
Whether we care to admit or not, music can directly influence how people act, dress, and move during a certain era, especially when a new wave takes over. That same honesty shows up in how Vince looks at everyday things, even something as simple as giving and receiving gifts. Vince doesn't enjoy receiving gifts. To him, most gifts come with invisible strings attached. There is an expectation to react a certain way and the pressure to reciprocate.
I don't like gifts, so like, I feel you.
You don't like gifts?
Nah.
How come?
Because gifts aren't selfless. Like, if somebody give you a gift, right, they want you to like it because it's really about them. It's not about you. They want to feel like they did something right for you. If somebody gave you a gift and then you was like, all right, for sure, thanks, they're gonna be mad. So
you might be the first person I ever heard that say they don't like gifts.
You ever seen a look at somebody's face when they give you a gift? They waiting for you to get them reassurance that they did the right thing.
I be doing that.
Yeah, people selfish as hell, bro. Motherfucker gonna hang you some shit and stare in your eyes, bro. That shit is crazy.
Vince doesn't hate generosity. He hates the selfishness hiding inside it. He believes that gift culture often turns genuine giving into something transactional. Unfortunately, gift giving isn't the only thing that bothers him. Vince is just as concerned about the music industry and the direction it's headed. In his view, everything started going downhill the moment streaming was introduced.
You think the music industry is gonna last much longer?
As far as what?
As a concept.
Nah, it's over with.
Yeah,
it was over when Mike turned white. That was the sign.
It was that over that long ago?
White Mike was the start. It's like global warming, like it's gonna be sprinkled throughout. But then White Mike died, and then it's like that's the first cell sporing.
Well, you don't think White Mike dying was like a rebirth? Could have been symbolic?
When did Spotify happen?
2009.
And when did Mike die?
Oh shit.
Vince believes that streaming has stripped music of its value, turning it into something disposable and free to access, leaving artists to bear the losses.
So you gonna transform the industry that's dying? No. You gonna try to transform the dying industry by giving away free shit?
Yes. Get more appreciation. What's the dying industry?
Music.
Yeah, music's over.
It's over.
Streaming, bro. It's over with.
However, Vince's biggest issue with the music industry is the part most people choose to ignore. Behind the glossy album rollouts and streaming numbers is a system built on ownership that never ends. The systems don't just claim your music while you're alive, they claim it even when you are dead.
We gotta stop pretending we care about these people and we care about these kids. This is a business. They want to use you and destroy you. Get your money, and it's better for their business if you're dead. That's why they put out albums after you died. If they cared about you as an artist, they wouldn't do that. They would just give you appearance for the remainder of your contract. They would give you health insurance. They would give you life insurance. It's just, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, we just gotta stop pretending that these people care about us when they're running this business.
Vince believes artists aren't the problem. They're trapped in an industry that profits more from their deaths while pretending they care.
When you sign a music contract, the contract says they have ownership, no matter how much percentage it is, to the extent of the known universe. Meaning that if they go build a colony on Mars tomorrow, they own your music. Like, we just gotta start treating each other with more love and respect as we can. I understand beef, I understand it's real out here, but we gotta realize why this is the thing. Because it's money in it, and they're gonna keep selling it, and we're gonna keep perpetuating it, and then we gonna be hurt when somebody dies. I don't necessarily know if they care. If they did, man, the album ready in 4 weeks once you die. And you get more press on the album you put out after you die, you get the radio budget, then you get the marketing budget. When it comes to these systems, they look at you like, oh, you're dead, now we have something to move with. what we gotta realize as artists, it's not our fault. We gotta stop blaming each other. We gotta stop treating each other like we the problem. We're operating in a system that has been like this since the 1950s when they was giving the Cadillacs for their whole catalog.
Vince has always held everyone, including himself, to a higher standard. However, he believes being liked by everyone has nothing to do with that. And that shouldn't be surprising, because people rarely like someone who's willing to tell them the truth.
Everyone has the ability to be right or wrong. Like, I remember we had one of our producers, and she was like, we just really want people to like Vince. And I was like, why? Like, it's just really not important to me. And I understand fully what she's saying, but the why comes from what is that integral to in the story, in the universe? Because it's just not realistic. I'm honestly not that likable of a person. So I don't really understand like the need for certain things, especially when we talk about being creative. So I just try to make sure that we have as many points of view as possible, as many perspectives as possible.
Most people choose to please instead of living in their truth, and that's the problem. Vince never cared about being liked, which is why he's able to have hard, uncomfortable conversations. And for those who are not ready to hear the truth, his honesty is repulsive to them.
I be trying to get my excitement up. I hear that a lot. You'd be surprised. Do you hate us? People ask me like, do I hate him? It's weird.
Just keep it 100. Like Vince Staples is a dickhead.
I think I'm cool. You think I'm a dickhead? I'm a nice dude. I got back to school programs and all that.
What's that got to do with anything? You find joy in saying shit that's unpopular or tweaking things a certain way to get a reaction.
Not really. This is what it is, bro. It's to the point that you just gotta ask the right questions. You can always tell, somebody don't really know what they think they know or they don't like the stuff they try to say they like and they just talking out their ass.
Yeah.
So if you ask the right questions, it's gonna kind of shake them up a little bit, then they get mad. And then, it ain't my fault if you get mad. I just ask questions and answer questions. I don't really go out my way to do no opinion-based type stuff. I feel like that's really not my place to tell nobody how to live their life. Yeah, I think that's not cool.